Chapter 30. This way, Yana said, pulling them behind a rock sculpture. The camp was now alive and swarming. Throngs of men started to swell together like boils of a plague. I'll go first, Yana said. I'll lead them toward the main palace. Then you two go the other way. You'd best get your lady friend and leave right away. Get out of the city of bright moonlight as fast as you can. It won't take long for the Emperor to find out you're here now. You're going to lead them away? Pinmay gasped. Yana, you can't. Don't worry about me, Yana said. Once they find out that strangers are here, they won't suspect me at all. I just have to get someplace to change clothes. But, Pinmay stuttered. She looked at Yashan, who was strangely quiet. But, just remember, no one crosses to the western side of the walkway, Yana instructed. No matter what you do, stay on this side. Do not cross the walkway. A bellow from the camp howled toward them, and they looked at one another. Take care of yourselves out there, Yana said, her crooked smile returning. Her eyes met Pinmay's, and suddenly Pinmay found they were friends. Make sure you put me in a story someday. And she was off. Pinmay watched as Yana hollered, and the soldiers began to chase her. A single running figure in the night, like a rabbit being chased by wolves. She'll be okay, Yashan said. We're the ones in trouble. Yana's right. We have to get out of here. He took off his hat and shoved it into his bag. Pinmay took a deep breath, and together they began to run. The snow of the uncleared ground padded their footsteps, but nothing could muffle the pounding inside Pinmay. They passed a tent, then another. Pinmay could see the covered path of the long walkway. Behind them yelled a voice. Over there, the voice shouted, cutting through the night air as well as Pinmay's chest. That way! Stomping and shouts clattered closer behind them. They were steps from the long walkway, but how would they ever make it back that way? Pinmay's feet slapped and stumbled as she tried to run even more quickly. Faster, she told herself, faster. But the thunder behind them only grew louder, like an inescapable storm. Yashan turned his head to look at Pinmay, but his eyes widened at what he saw instead. The soldiers were right there. They were like a pack of mad dogs, their torches flickering like demonic eyes and their swords glittering like sharp teeth. Children, one of the soldiers spat with disgust. Come here, you brats. He leaped, and his hand clawed the cold wind between them. Annoyed, he snarled, and the group of men behind him echoed his growls. Like hungry beasts, he lunged again, grabbing the sleeve of Pinmay's coat. She pulled with all her strength, but he only laughed. You're not getting away, the soldier said, in a tone that would have been mocking if it weren't so vicious. He began to drag her to him. Pinmay screamed. Then she felt Yashan pull her. He jerked her from the soldier with such force it threw her to the ground. When she looked up breathless, Yashan was standing like a mountain between her and the crowd of soldiers. Yashan, she screeched as she stumbled up. She pulled at Yashan, tugging him with all her might to lead him away. Come on. He let himself be pulled a few steps, but he moved with such reluctance that she finally lifted her head to see what he was looking at. Then she too stopped. The soldiers weren't following them. They stood all in a row alongside the long walkway, the fires from their torches trembling. But what were they waiting for? Why were they just standing there? Then Pinmay realized she was looking at the soldiers through the posts of the covered pathway. That meant that she and Yashan were on the other side, the western side. She and Yashan had crossed the long walkway.